This amateur bantamweight battle is set for three-minute rounds, and it is brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Introducing first, he's fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the cage tonight sporting an even record of 3 wins and 3 losses. His height, 5 feet, 10 inches, and his weight, 134.8 pounds. He trains with Hayastan and he fights out of Golden, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Joshua Frasch. And now his opponent across the cage and fighting out of the red corner. He steps into the cage tonight with a record of 4 wins and 6 losses. His height, 5 feet, 9 inches, and his weight, 135.6 pounds. He trains with Nashville MMA and he fights out of Nashville, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Peyton, the Horseman Hayes!
Feeling intensity from both these
Man,
guys. Right
Peyton
now.
Hayes is
Definitely.
ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, just looking around tonight, you got Hayastan in this one taking on Nashville MMA. You've seen so many Agogi fighters tonight.
Absolutely.
NKI is
Yeah,
all
you're
up
right.
and
A lot
down.
of big camps here.
It is, yeah. It's almost like a. I should have thought that one through. I didn't quite have it. It's really a meeting of the minds, though, regionally
You're right.
speaking, with
No,
the
you're right.
camps. Always tough when I disappoint. I don't think this fight's going to disappoint. These two guys are ready to get down to business.
You can see the experience right off the bat. Both seem very composed.
Yeah, Josh Frasch coming forward looking very confident.
Yeah, Briven, to your point, these are some of the most experienced amateurs on the card, and I would say on any card. You don't see guys with this many very often.
Absolutely. Look
Some
at that.
flash from Hayes.
Just
Hayes throwing thunder right now.
just missed. I mean, he loves his power. You know, he has knocked his last 2 opponents out. Both of those fights took place at the Nashville Underground in Nashville MMA's training ground, or excuse me, training camp, which is an amazing venue. This is an amazing venue, though. Cotton Eye Joe is a whole different animal, so I'm curious to see how he performs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Here we're in neither of their backyards.
No.
So much different.
Hey, Frasch being known as a wrestler really looks confident on the feet right now.
Man,
He
he
does.
does.
That chin's hanging high.
Yep.
Got to be cautious of Hayes' bombs coming through.
Fresh looks to be in great shape, too. He's a little bit more defined than the last time we saw him, and he was so effective in that fight. It's indicative of definitely some improvement, it would seem.
These are some solid 35ers.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Ooh, ooh.
Mostly a kickboxing affair so far. There it is. There's Frasch trying to get in
Frasch
on a
looking to
shot.
just switch it up here.
Beautiful dig for the underhook right there.
Yeah, Hayes has really improved his takedown defense and his submission defense in his last
I like
couple
that
bouts.
exit out.
Great takedown defense. Ooh.
Nice little
like how
combination.
Oh, just like Briven said, you got to be careful with Josh Frasch or against Hayes here.
That was a good weapon right there. Straight left to the body from Hayes. Oh,
Hayes is throwing dynamite,
Yeah,
guys.
he's finding some homes here. I think maybe the first part of that first round just needed to kind of get his range, but he might have it now. 30 seconds remaining here in the first.
I love how Frasch is following those kicks with a punch right down the middle, trying to keep him at bay.
both of these guys look to be in great shape. I don't think the gas tank is an issue for either fighter.
No.
Great round.
Round one in the books. Still to come tonight. We, at the top of the card, have got two pro bouts. Main event Arthur Walcott, Cisse, welcomes Xavier Horton to the pro ranks. El Monstro, I know you're probably pretty fired up for that one, as we all are.
A little bit
Mr.
of
Sullivan.
a little bit of drama at the weigh-ins, man.
Did you get a look at that?
Yeah, there's going to be some intensity flying on that one.
What was said, you know, I know I spoke a little bit, or I heard Arthur speaking, saying that this guy thinks he's going to come in here and bully me. I'm the anti-bully.
Yeah.
Was Horton trying to bully?
It just seemed like it was a misunderstanding on where they should stand for the pictures. Maybe Cisse was
That's
a foot
all
or
it
two
takes.
ahead.
That's all it takes. Yeah.
Exactly, man. But Cisse, of course, being very experienced with 9 fights.
Oh, yeah, between bare knuckle boxing, mixed martial arts. I mean, you look at the man's tapology. He's really competed in every form of combat sports.
Me and Sterling were watching film on him the other day, man, and he's not a slouch. His record is very deceiving.
And it speaks to what is anticipated from Xavier Horton, that he is the betting favorite. Nearly two, I believe he's a 2-to-1 favorite, which.
And we know Horton with the fastest knockout in.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
It wasn't. I mean, you're 100% right. Richard Guerrero.
3-4 seconds.
2. Which I don't even know that's possible.
Yeah, that's insane.
I did watch that one back here in tape study for tonight's event, and
expect some explosive hands in that fight. Oh, he's talking about explosive. These guys are going right for it.
Yeah, these gentlemen don't like us previewing the main event. They say, hey, we got a heck of a contest on our hands right here. Hayes gets the takedown here early in round 2. Houston, what do you think of Hayes engaging in the grappling where we've seen Frasch have so much success?
I was surprised to see that, but so far it looks like, you know, it could be a little tighter, but I think so far he has pretty good position.
We know that Nashville MMA camp, having Michael Chandler coming up, I'm sure they get a lot of good wrestling looks.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, Charlie Alexander's over in his corner right now. Dustin Ortiz. It's a real who's who over there.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Hayes start trying to get his frames in, use his forearms to create some space, maybe dig for an underhook here.
I
didn't even mention Ronnie Lawrence. I mean, it's just such a deep roster. It's insane.
They do have a deep wealth of knowledge over there at that camp.
This is good for Hayes. I wonder if this was something tactically that they saw maybe he could take advantage of after a round there. Because Frasch was, you know, I don't know that he won round 1, but he was having some success on the feet.
He was more dominant in 1 than he was so far here in the second.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
And so far, halfway through round 2, Frasch having a hard time building a vertical base.
Absolutely. I'd like to see Hayes, or Frasch, rather, start digging for an underhook, try to get some frames in.
Yep.
Keeping his hands above his head is just allowing him to stay glued to the mat. And Hayes carrying that dynamite to the ground, too. He's looking to land every shot with bad intentions.
Yeah, there you see on the graphic, currently 1 minute and 28 seconds of ground control time in favor of the horseman, Peyton Hayes.
Since Hayes has had the top control here, he's had amazing accuracy, too.
And beautiful use of his head right there.
And it's these moments in the fight when we saw Frasch versus Lawrence. Frasch was able to kind of create a little bit of chaos. If he was underneath, he was hunting for submissions, he was sweeping. So far, Hayes has been wise to all of those tricks.
Absolutely. Hayes has a very disciplined base, staying really tight, pinching the knees.
Ooh. 30 seconds remaining here in the second.
The
a lot more accelerating. Hayes is going.
Hayes there.
I mean, there's still 25 seconds left to work here in round 2.
Yep. You know, you could maybe call for both on the first, but I don't think there's any guess here. I think Hayes has really solidified the second round.
Yeah.
Frasch looking a little tired.
He does. Oh!
Straight left to the body.
Man, you just don't see that very often.
Oh! What an overhand.
Come on! Oh!
Wow. Horseman punching his 3rd straight knockout.
Wow.
Hayes carrying some dynamite in his hands.
Let's take a look here. On the get-up, a vicious leg kick and then blitzing in. Boop. This has been the Horseman here. His last 2 bouts. They haven't gone this long because he's knocking guys out, but you can see why with that skill set.
Yeah, a whole lot of meanness came out right there in that second round. Wow.
Wow, Hayes seems to be good everywhere, man.
Yeah,
he's showing great skill. He's showing great skill on the feet, dynamite in the hands, and a great base on top.
2 things come to mind. The improvement, obviously, fight after fight, this being his 11th amateur contest. This man's 4-6 So that strength of schedule also has to be a factor because
Absolutely.
he didn't just get this good overnight. You know, he's always been good, but speaks to his willingness to take on just about anybody they're willing to throw at him. And it seems like he's coming into his own so young, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love to see it, man.
Yeah, he's got a good roster for him, but still young in his career.
I mean, we've seen it.
Look, he looks fired up. He's ready to go.
We've seen people with upside-down amateur records. Something clicks. Mary Rosenbeck comes to mind. You know,
right.
She ended up. She's obviously a successful pro. She ended up winning an amateur title. I don't know if that's in the future for Hayes, but man, he really looks good.
Yes, right hook, clean.
He found a good home for that body shot, and he's going to see him already try to size up 2 of those here in the third and final.
See a little blood on his arm. Oh, no, that's a tattoo.
I'm curious to see if that straight left to the body from Hayes makes an appearance here in round number 3.
Oh. Great accuracy from Hayes throughout this whole fight.
I'm surprised to not see Frasch shoot a little bit more. Try to engage in more grappling affairs.
That's a good point.
Maybe put him on the defensive side. But Hayes, just with the constant pace, the bouncing of the feet, constantly giving him something to think about here.
Oh,
Frasch is just getting stung, though, every time. Although he does, nice straight right fire back there from the fighter in the blue corner.
yeah, we do see Frasch tiring here more in the third.
Well, Frasch has been busted up. He's got some significant swelling under his left eye.
Frasch keeps dropping off those kicks, and that right hand keeps bringing his right foot forward, and it seems Hayes has become aware of it, taking advantage, really chopping the leg. But that constant movement with that lead hand. Yes.
Here, a lot of crowd and corner calling for Frasch to shoot.
Ooh. Heavy overhand.
Yeah, Hayes is just an inch or two away from possibly finding the fight-ending strike in my estimation.
I'm not saying that Hayes is putting an onslaught on him, but I think that if I was Frasch and with the abilities he has grappling, I would try to see what I could do to take this fight to the end here when you got a minute left in the third.
He's become savvy to exactly how Frasch is going to move, exactly where he's going to be.
Right.
Round 2 might have sent that game plan out of the window, though, gentlemen, because I feel like Hayes might have a strength advantage, too, because he was heavy on top.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right.
Frasch is game, though. He is trying to see this thing all the way through, and he's looking for his moment.
With 30 seconds left.
I'd say Frasch has just got to go for it. If he's decided that obviously it's too late to try to get submission here, he's just going to have to go for it. Oh, as he turns his back to Hayes.
Yeah, the referee was taking a look at that. It felt like that might be it. We've got 20 seconds to work
20
here.
20 seconds left. I'd love to see
we
Hayes
got
sling some bombs.
Total strike counted or landed here.
Hayes landed double the amount.
Yeah.
Nearly.
10 seconds remaining here. 5, and we are done. I think that the second and third was pretty solidified. Oh, from Hayes! Hayes is taking it to the end! He is taking it to the end. Wow.
What a chin on Frasch, man.
What a contest between these two.
This was...
Frasch came out hot in that first round.
Yeah, round 1 was tight.
But the last two, got to give it to Hayes, man.
Yeah.
Hayes put a stamp on that thing.
Absolutely.
Griffin Sullivan, we know you're staying active. Obviously, this one looks like it's going to result in a victory for the Horseman. It potentially would be his third straight. Hey, there we are. Now, listen, we saw you move around a little bit in weight class at the amateur ranks. It seems like you want to go bigger. Bigger is better. Obviously, you're talking pros. This is a professional endeavor now. What's the optimal size for you? What's the time frame when maybe we see you make your pro debut?
Looking to take probably my first fight. Hopefully soon. We're still figuring that out, but I'm looking to take my first fight at 45, and then I'd love to make the bump down to 35 and dominate all the bantamweights in the region and make my way to the UFC and dominate that division alongside.
That was a diplomatic answer. I tried to nail him down on a date. He's like, I'm going to pivot. I'm going to tell you what I want to do.
We're figuring out. We're still trying to figure out opponents and dates and whatnot. Hopefully I can get in some talks with Tim Loy by the end of tonight, and hopefully we can figure it out soon.
Well, this is a man who is as slick on the microphone as he is in the ring, and if you know the first part of it, he's as dangerous as they come in the ring because Lots of memories of you here at the Joe. Electric bouts, man. Obviously, you've done some great work in Chattanooga, most recently with the kickboxing win over Cody Ortiz. Cannot wait to see what 2024 holds for you. And it's great to have you join us here at the table here. This was a great contest
Awesome.
to have you sit in on because
I love the Joe. It's so intimate.
It is.
The fights seem more electrifying.
it is. No, it is.
I love the intimacy.
You go to, the highest levels of the sport, I'll tell you what, you ain't sitting this close. There's a good chance some blood spray might land on you if you're sitting at the commentary table. It has happened. Dry cleaners on standby, especially for me tonight. We cannot have that. So, in all seriousness, though, Peyton Hayes very likely securing his 3rd straight victory. This one of the decision variety. Going to improve his amateur record to 5-6. And winner of 3 straight. Houston, what do you think? He's so young, right? Just continue developing.
That's what I'm sitting here thinking the same thing, too. Briven, what do you think the future holds for Hayes? What do you think his next move should be? Try to even out that record a little bit more, keep on the W streak? Or?
He looked great. He looked like a professional in this scrap.
That's what I thought the same thing. Are we just jumping to professional after this?
Ladies and
Yeah, I
gentlemen,
would see why not.
Very composed.
following 3 grueling rounds, this decision has gone to your judges' scorecard. Judge Lisa Dorn sees this 29-28. Harlan Bolton 30-27 and Johnny Stewart 30-27.